All right, I'm back. I'm stepping back on stage. My podium. It's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. I was thinking today, I'm gonna look in my notes. Yes, I did make notes before. I was like, there's some topics that I wanted to talk about. But the thing is, when I write things down, I just write down jots, something to spark me. I don't want to write down the whole thing. I want to remember. I can remember. I have the information. I don't have to rely on it. So let's look. Let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. It is named The Pod in all caps. All right, okay. And the first thing I have written down here, I want you to imagine, what's this? This is about 15 items. And it's in a list, a grocery list. It even has check marks. And the first thing, Colombians v. Mexican. All right. Hear me out. All right. I do love you guys, but back to it. Look, I discovered that there's a pseudo war going on with the Colombians and Mexicans, because Colombians don't like Mexicans because everyone assumes that they're Mexican. Because a Colombian's proud of being Colombian, but people see him and say, "Oh, Mexican." They get called Mexican too much. And shout out to Nicholas. He's how I discovered this. He's a very proud Colombian. And Colombia, it's cool. It's cool. It's just, it's not Mexico. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's literally not Mexico. Like, so it's literally not Mexico. But that's okay. That's okay. Because the other day we're here, we made burritos. I wrapped a better burrito than this Colombian. I said, I beat you at your own game. He said, that's Mexicans. I said, I mean, that general area, you know, I thought this was your bread and butter. I thought this was your bread and butter. And now I'm discovering it's barely a taco. It's barely your tortilla. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I think that's fun. I think that's funny. The Colombians got pseudo beef with the Mexicans just because people assume that they're Mexican. I make sure now. Every time someone mislabels my Colombian friend, I say no, papi. No. He no Mexican. He Colombian. No, papi, no. 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 That's how it goes. I'm an activist. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm fighting for the rights of all. That's just a day in the life. It's what I do. It's a thankless job, but someone's gotta do it. Can you hear the smile on my face? Can you hear how much I do enjoy, and I must. Look, I say you gotta enjoy everything you do. Everything's perspective. That's how I get around. That's how. Ooh, I might have to talk about my trip to Mexico, because here's how it happened. It was spontaneous. Look, I bought the plane tickets on Thursday. No, it was on Wednesday, because it was on Wednesday and we left on Friday. It was barely 48 hours. Yeah, I remember that. So me and my sister, we bought these plane tickets and we go to New York. And we go to New York for a baby shower. And then we end up also going to Florida with my aunt and uncle because they just retired. So we spent a week in New York and then a week in Florida, Orlando, and then we went on the cruise. Because the way I got on the cruise, hear me out. The same time I bought the plane tickets, I also bought the cruise tickets. Because my aunt and uncle, they already, rewind, they already had their cruise planned. So I hear this, I get this information. I say, you got a cruise planned? I got a little hookup. I got a little hookup for cruises. I say, if my hookup got that cruise, and I could get a little deal, I could venture out, kind of just tag along. So that's what I had to do. So here I am. I got the guy say, yeah, we got it. Yeah. Get it. You could get it 56% off. Yeah, man. Yeah. Bring it true. Right? Yes, so. Right? And not this, so yes, so. But yeah. But make sure to follow me on Instagram. I post all my stories, I post clips, visual aids. I'll probably edit something together right now. Like this will be in the visual aid, It'll be an edit. It'll be cool, maybe. All right, but anyways, back to it. At Just King Trey. At Just King Trey. That's what you gotta remember. It's a Trey but if you want to simplify it, I'm Just King Trey. But yeah, that's on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, so here I am now. Here I am. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah. So then I hear about the cruises. I get the cruise, yeah. And now we're in New York, then we go to Florida, and then we go on this cruise to Mexico. But we actually have to rewind again, because when I was in New York, I went to Brooklyn and I accidentally made my way into a bike tour. It was like the Tour de France, but it was in Brooklyn, and it was just coincidental. I just happened to be renting a bike, and I just stumbled across it. This is on my Instagram. This is all my highlights. All my highlights travel. But I just happened to stumble across it. And the thing is, the more you reach, the more you get. The more you reach, the more you get in this life. And don't get me wrong. When you reach for the hot food on the stove, sometimes you get burnt. But then other times you feast. So there's give and get, but what you gotta remember is, if you don't reach it all, you can't feast. It doesn't exist. Colombians versus Mexicans. That's the Colombians v Mexican. That's the name of that's the name of this episode. That's the name of the episode. Yo, I'm having fun with this. This is my own thing. I get to do whatever I want. This is my show. I'm enjoying this. I'm bringing smiles and joy. I'm bringing smiles and joy and telling a tale, a 1-2 tale. So we'll get back to Brooklyn and the Tour de France. But right now we're going to Mexico. And this was in May of 2024. Was it 2024 or was it 2025? It was last year. It was 2025. Yeah, 2024. That's when I was suffering. That was slavery. But I worked my way out. But yeah. So back to Mexico. They knew how to wrap burritos. It wasn't about the burritos. I just, this was my tale. Okay, let's see what's next on my list. I have written right underneath the walls. Oh, I think we'll talk about that more in next episode. Let's see. Projects, CAS, pull up the games, food, HDMI cable. Oops, this turned into a grocery list and stuff. like a list of things I need. I just write my things anywhere. I just try to get it down. I just try to get it out into the world, and I'll see it again. I love jotting things down. And just put and to remind myself, I'll see it at some at some point. Let's see. You can't control. I got some motivation over here, but I gotta save these for later episodes. I can't give this all right now. Right now, I'm talking about the Colombians v Mexicans. Let me tell stories about Nicholas then. So I had to cut that part out because I have a more important segment to talk about. Let me talk about my Chia. Let me tell you about Chia real quick. The Chia has been fueling me. Just today, let me talk about my day. I started doing my Chia in the morning, right? Because I noticed, and it's Chia seeds for anyone who's not caught up, but that's my power source. That's what fuels me. That when I step on stage, I'm fueled by the power of Chia and delusions. But what's the difference between, question for you, viewer, listener, what's the difference between a dream and an idea, a concept and a thought and a delusion? That's a little homework for you. We'll get back to the answer at the end. But let me tell you about Chia. The Chia has been fueling my life. I started, and now I'm healthy now. I started taking Chia, some granola, Greek yogurt, and plain, no taste. Not an ounce of taste, but that's what must be done. I get the job done. The job gets done, because when you buy something like plain Greek yogurt, what you're buying, you're not buying a nice little snack. You're buying a commitment. You're buying dedication. You're buying a promise to yourself to do better, be better. You gotta incorporate that yogurt into your meal. I put it in my smoothie. I smoothie it up. When you get that plain Greek yogurt, you buy a commitment. And everyone knows. Just the more you reach, the more you get. I had no business picking up that yogurt. And the only reason I started Chia was because of this lovely older woman at the grocery store. And she said, "Oh, you should get the Chia. The Chia." She told me about this Chia like she was Yoda. The Chia do, yes. 3 aisles back it is. Whoa, what is this Chia? That's how I interpreted it. And I felt it. I felt the calling. Is this my song? It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. She's walking over to me. This must be fake. My lips starts to shake. But does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about? I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you. Ooh. Dirtbag. Anyway, but yo, this is like ADHD the podcast. Yeah, that's a part of it. That's a part. You could add that in your mind mentally. Atreyu's ADHD adventures. The ADHD adventures from Atreyu. Fucking A. But AAA. But yeah, what you got? This lady's telling me about the Chia, and the Chia, it was speaking to me. First of all, we were both finding our Greek yogurt. We both never got that big tub of Greek yogurt before. But we did. But we did. And we we decided. We looked and we compared all the ones they had, and we both got, I don't want to say the brand unless they sponsor me. I'll say it in like 25 episodes when they sponsor me. But yeah. So what the important thing to remember is, the more you reach, the more you get. The more you reach, the more you get. So, but the Chia's been fueling my life. Honestly, if I'm being so completely honest with you, I barely know what the Chia does. But when I picked up the Chia in the grocery store, I didn't know what it does. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know what it does. I had no clue on what it was. I was just like, I know I've heard this before, and I know it's healthy. My sister's saying, "Oh, you're healthy now? What does a Chia do?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm healthy." She said, "If you don't shut up, you're insufferable." I said, "I know, but it's what the Chia do." The thing about me, when people talk about BC and AC, before Christ and after Christ, when I'm talking about BC, I'm talking about before Chia. When I talk about AC, I'm talking about after Chia, and I never mention them, because the thing is, even before there was Chia, there was Chia. I'm the first person in history to discover Chia. I invented Chia. My mom's saying, "No, but you bought it in the grocery store. How could you invent Chia if you bought it?" I said, "Because no one. It was just, it was like me in the future. It was, I was the first person to ever buy Chia in that grocery store, except from that old lady that picked up a big bag and recommended it to me. But yeah. My uncle always used to say that. But yeah, apparently I inherited that trait. Slogans and sayings are hereditary. You have a predisposition to have certain tics. Isn't that interesting? Is that not interesting? Fascinating. But what you gotta remember, the Chia. So I used to have the Chia. I started Chia in February. January. I started Chia January. Now it's March, and I've been having Chia ever since. I'm 2 months of Chia. 2 months of Chia, and I'm telling you, it's changing my life. I went to the gym today. I was curling 45s. I went to the gym today. I was curling 45s because of the Ras Clot Chia. What are you telling me, man? What? I unlocked it. I unlocked the secret to life. And I didn't even know. It's the Chia. I've been attributing everything in my life to Chia. I got good grades when midterms came around. Chia. I'm doing good in the gym. Chia. You're athletic. Chia. Oh, you can do math. Chia. Oh, I don't have to pay parking. Chia. The elevator works. Chia. The sun came. Chia. All things through Chia. Look, once you unlock the ability to disassociate from a strict world of logic, and you're able to have fun, the more you reach, the more you get. The more you're able to distort and enjoy, to play, what am I thinking? How would I want to phrase this for you? Look, I'm a big dreamer. We're actually getting back to the topic at hand. We're closing it off. We're just closing off right now. Remember when I asked you guys earlier, what's the difference between? Look, I actually have it in my notes here. So I'll get the exact phrasing of how. What the difference between a dream and delusion? An idea and a thought, a concept. It, to me, there's only one thing that divides anything: imaginary versus reality. Before anything can come into this reality, it must be imaginary. So when you tell me my dreams are delusions, when you say that my ideas have no basis and they're daydreams, they're just thoughts. Look, before anything can come into this reality, it must be imaginary. You have to have the thought first, the thought of more, the dream of more, the idea of more. And once you bring that imaginary into this reality, it's not a concept anymore. It's not a vague idea. It's real. And there's a difference between what if and what is. The difference between I'm here and I was there. My thing is, I'm a dreamer. I'm a big dreamer. I love to dream. Because the more I dream, the bigger my dreams become. The more possibilities open. Before anything can become reality, it must be imaginary. So you have to dream. If you want a new house, you have to dream. Where is it gonna be? How big do I want it? Who do I want in this house? You have to dream. And when you dream and you fill your idea, you fill your head with thoughts and concepts, and you dream and you add more to it, ever expanding. The picture becomes full. It becomes something you want to work towards. It becomes something that you know that you get bits and pieces of. Oh, I need a down payment for the mortgage. I need the first and last. And you get there bit by bit by bit, and you get that first and last. And now you can progress. Each part of your dream, each part of your idea, you grab bits and pieces of, and then you get to the full thing. So when you dream big, you have to dream small. And when you dream small, you have to understand the big picture. The picture's big. You envision one thing, but there's a lot more that comes with it. I say, I'm not scared of failure. I'm not scared to fail. I'm not scared to put out 1,000 episodes of this and it won't catch it even 3 ears. First of all, that's not the reason I'm doing it. But second of all, I'm a dreamer. Cause on that 1,001, maybe it becomes everything I've ever imagined. I'm a dreamer. Why would I not dream? When I'm allowed to dream as big as I want, why would I not? Why would I restrict myself, limit myself, hold myself back? These are walls, and we'll talk about the walls. It all loops back around. We'll talk about the walls. We'll get to the walls, but for now, I leave you with this. Before anything can come into this reality, it must be imaginary. Do you understand me, folks? Do you hear? It's one thing to listen, and it's another thing to hear. Are you hearing or are you listening? Are you comprehending? Look, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who's a big dreamer. I'm a guy who likes to dream. But I leave you with this. What holds you back? Are your dreams as big as they could be? And how often do you dream? Do you like to dream? Do you like What do you like? Come on now, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Anyways, folks, that's Atreyu's Adventures. Colombians v Mexicans, subtitle in brackets for people who made it this far. Imaginary v reality. There's only one thing that separates anything. It's either real or it's not. So do whatever it takes to bring it into reality if it's your dream. You tell me I'm delusional. You tell me I have delusions of grandeur when I tell you I'm going to bring forth an era unbeknownst to man. You tell me these are delusions that I can't even comprehend how crazy I sound, but I tell you, these aren't delusions, these are premonitions. These are premonitions of a future that I see that is guaranteed. It's certain. But that's just me. All right. Thank you, folks. I'll see you on the next episode.